Hello ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between. Pikachu has been the mascot for the Pokemon franchise for many, many years now, and because of Pikachu's appeal factor, there have been several Pokemon created in an attempt to mimic that appeal factor and potentially improve upon it. But alas, Game Freak simply created a being too perfect to make better. In the Pokemon fanbase, these imperfect creatures are sometimes referred to as Pikachu clones. These clones come in many different shapes and sizes, but they all have a few things in common. They all have some shade of yellow on them, they're all fairly small, and they all live in constant agony in the shadow of the one being with which they cannot hope to compete. But regardless of this, I feel today is a great day to put these in the spotlight. But before we get started, question of the day for you. Which Pikachu clone is your favorite, or which one is your least favorite, and why? Let me know down in the comments. As usual, if at any point you find you're enjoying yourself, leave a like and subscribe for similar videos in the future. Not only would it help out the channel, but I would also really appreciate it. Kicking off this tier list of terrible tyrants, we have Pichu. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Brian, Pichu isn't a clone of Pikachu. It evolves into Pikachu, you stupid idiot. And you'd be correct for that reason. Pichu is gonna have to go into the F tier. It sucks at being a clone because it literally isn't a clone. Now we move on to the Gen 3 Pikachu clone, or in this case, the Gen 3 Pikachu clones, because Game Freak failed twice in the same region. These two especially suck at being Pikachu clones because they're honestly more of Pichu clones, which makes no sense. Normally you shoot for the moon and land among the stars, but in this instance, it seems Game Freak shot for the moon, but their cannon malfunctioned, so they landed among us. Aside from that, Plusle is objectively better than Minun, because getting an A+ is better than getting an A-. I deserved that A+, Mrs. Smith, just because I got a little wasted and wrote Jennifer Smith sucks toads at the end of my essay and then forgot about it doesn't give you the right to take off 5 points, you lousy piece of So yeah, overall B tier. For Generation 4, Game Freak realized they should probably avoid making multiple mistakes in the same game, so now we have Pachirisu, which is obviously based off a squirrel. I love squirrels and the way their cheeks puff up, especially when you squeeze them really tight. Their cheeks almost look like little balloons then, but for some reason they all take really long naps afterwards, and I can't figure out why. But they look even cuter sleeping, which awards Pachirisu the acceptable A tier. Generation 5 provides us with another squirrel, but this time it can fly. Maybe it can only glide actually. Let's see. Emolga, Pokédex entries. Yep. Glide using its cape. Okay, so Emolga can't even properly be the bird it's meant to be. Gotta give that an F, for forgive me father, I failed to fly. Dedenne makes its first appearance in Generation 6, and I don't have much to say about it except that it introduces a new move called Nuzzle, so good job Dedenne, you were an advertisement. A pawn. Not only that, but your hidden ability is also a copy of another Pikachu clone's signature ability. Plus, you don't even look like modern Pikachu. You copied the design of the old fat Pikachu. You're a fool and a failure, but at least you tried, so you're going in the E tier. Once again in Generation 7, we're punished by receiving 2 clones, but at least this time, they're not just basically identical copies of each other. Togedemaru, more like Nogademaru. It's a no from me. At least Dedenne got the source material correct. You look like you copied Sonic the Hedgehog. Not only is he from a different game franchise, he's made by a different company. I'm sorry Togedemaru, but you're gonna have to go Gedemaru. Into the F tier for gotta go fast. Now, Mimikyu itself doesn't look anything like Pikachu, and it isn't even an electric type. But it wears this cloak that looks like Pikachu with an eerily drawn face, And it fits quite well since Mimikyu is part Ghost type. Mimikyu is one of the few Pokemon that has a spooky Pokédex entry that is actually adapted into the anime. Meowth fucking dies from looking under Mimikyu's cloak, dude. Not just once, but several times. It also has a tragic tale. It just wants to be loved. And that's why it wears its cloak. So people might mistake it for Pikachu and give it affection. Mimikyu easily goes into the S tier for sorrowful and spooky. Finally, in Generation 8, the most recent generation, Morpeko was introduced to us with its signature ability, Hunger Switch, where it goes from this adorable little hamster to this aggressive rat that looks like it'll devour you whole. Its signature move, Aura Wheel, also switches from electric to dark type when Morpeko is in hangry mode. I have no jokes to give for Morpeko. It's unique, it's cool, it's fairly strong, and it's just an all-around fun Pokemon, which awards it the prestigious S tier. In case it hasn't been obvious, most of these rankings are jokes. I don't particularly dislike any of the Pikachu clones, but I really do like Morpeko, and probably Mimikyu, enough to put them in S tier. If I were to give any more serious rankings, the lowest I would probably put any of the clones would be C tier for Dedenne and Togedemaru, just because they're a bit uninteresting in my opinion. But anyways, that's gonna be it from me for now. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and or comment to let me know if I should do more stuff like this in the future. I really do appreciate it, and it helps a lot. I'm Brian, aka Pikachu Clone, and hopefully, you'll join me again for more Pokemon shenanigans.